Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm Simple Simon. I'm your comic book noob. Welcome to the New 50 Noob. Today, we're going to be talking about DC Black Label. We just had Batman Damned finish up, finally, and I figured it'd be a good time to talk about the label, what its intentions was in the beginning, and where it's basically gone. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so if you don't know what DC Black Label is, it basically was the first thing that I discovered in my venture into the comic book world that got me excited. I really was like, oh wow. So DC Black Label was basically intended to be its own sort of little section of the DC universe. It was like an Elseworld, so it wasn't part of the DC continuity. It was its own little world where the stories would be designed for mature readers. The first title I think that I heard about was The Three Jokers, which is still yet to come out, but I got very excited when I heard about this story. This idea of The Three Jokers really excited me. But the first book that they released on DC Black Label was, of course, Batman Damned. So yeah, Batman Damned came out and caused a lot of controversy. This was the first book that really excited me when I got into comics. I was just like, oh, DC Black Label, Batman Damned, I have to have that, right? I was just really pumped for this book. And originally, I was going to wait till all 3 issues came out and just read it all in one go. But on the day I picked it up, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to read this now. So I read Batman Damned issue 1. And however many pages into it, I was just like, sorry, I'm sick by the way, that hurt to gasp. So yes, a few pages into this story, I'm just like, oh my god, DC Black Label are not messing around. I was just like, that is Bruce Wayne's dong, like it's just there. For me, seeing that was just like, okay, DC Black Label is for real. They're not messing around. It's not like a funny dick joke where he's just whipping it out and shoving it into people's faces. It just happened to be in that moment he was naked. And they weren't afraid to show that. So for those who don't know, what happened was the day after release, the book goes viral. Because it's like, oh my god, Bruce Wayne's Bat Dick is out on display for the world. And literally the following day, which was the 3rd day that the book was out, the book got pulled off the shelf and they said they weren't going to reprint it. All digital versions of this comic book were censored from the beginning. There is a shot of Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to show it. Go back to one of my other videos. I show it in one of my other videos. I'm not going to show it today. But there's basically him, you know, just definitely some dick in that picture. So yes, from there on, what happened was Batman Damned has been delayed over and over and over. So issue 2 got delayed by a couple of months, and then issue 3 got delayed by a couple of months. Now the rumor is, I believe, that there was a lot more nudity to come in this series, and it all had to be wiped. There's a rumor that issue 2 had like a shower scene with Harley Quinn. Nudity is a real thing, like people are nude. What DC Black Label has pretty much become is, well, I don't even know what it's become now. They've obviously completely gone against what they originally intended for this to be a mature line of stories. But just because everyone, you know, just made such a big deal about the Bat Dong, like we can't have nice things anymore. So now what DC Black Label has really become is they're just rebranding old books now and putting DC Black Label on them and reissuing them, which is kind of sad, to be honest. In fact, they've still only got 3 titles that have been new titles to the DC Black Label line, and that is Batman Damned. Scott Snyder recently released Batman Last Night on Earth. And seriously, why didn't you do the magazine format? I bought all these bags for those magazine format and now they didn't even do it. Frank Miller, on the other hand, loves that magazine format, and there's also Superman Year One. This is actually the only one I haven't read so far. Haven't heard great reviews about it, but nonetheless, it is a Black Label title. And I believe soon there's a Harleen book coming out this month, which I'm really excited for actually. But the thing that bothers me is the fact that they're rebranding all these old classic stories as Black Label. For example, Batman White Knight is now Black Label. The Killing Joke is now Black Label. Now, one thing about that is, Killing Joke absolutely represents what DC Black Label is about. The Killing Joke is not a kid's story, it is a pretty full-on story about the Joker. It's definitely, I would say, falls into the category of DC Black Label. However, DC Black Label was not around when The Killing Joke was new. So the fact that they're just slapping DC Black Label onto all these old titles just doesn't really make sense to me. So yeah, all in all, I just think DC Black Label has been a complete failure. I think if it stuck with its original intentions, it really had potential to go somewhere, to really, I think, introduce itself to a more mainstream audience in a sense. A mainstream audience of mature readers, that is, but just make it known that this is not for your kids. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't handle Bat Dong, then you're probably still a kid. So yeah, moving forward, I don't know what their intentions are for Black Label. I really hope it somehow goes back to what its original vision was, but I just don't see that happening, you know what I mean? Whoever's running the show up there at DC, who makes these decisions, you're not making wise choices, I can tell you that at least. But yeah, Batman Damned was a story that I was very much looking forward to. And since it's out now, I figured I'd just give you a quick rundown of what I thought of the book. One of my favorite books I've read is actually the Brian Azzarello and Bermejo? I don't know how to say these names. One of my favorite reads was their Joker run that they did together, Brian Azzarello and this Bermejo guy. Great art, great story. Batman Damned I thought was going to be very similar to the Joker. It was, in a sense. It was definitely a very dark Batman world that you're living in with this story. However, it just was a little bit too cryptic for me. There's just too many things that I didn't quite get what the hell's going on, and by the end of the story I was still like, what was the point of that? So not saying that I didn't enjoy it, the story wasn't as grabbing to me as the Joker was. Now maybe if I did stick with my original plan and read all 3 issues in one hit, it might have been better, but yeah, I didn't do that. But yeah, if there's one thing that I'm happy about Batman Damned is that Bat Dong is worth a lot of money and I've got 2 copies of it. Anyway guys, that's all from me today. Just thought I'd have a quick chat about DC Black Label, why I was so excited about it, and how it's really let me down. I am still looking forward to the Harleen book that's going to be coming out, and if the 3 Jokers eventually comes out, I'll be very excited about that too. I will be collecting the DC Black Label books pretty much no matter what. So, but yeah, I just think the direction of it has just gone downhill. Thank you so much again for all you guys who do watch my videos. I know no one watches my stuff. However, lately, you know, I've had a few new subs since my last couple of videos. It means a lot to me. I love doing this, and making these videos really helps me. So thank you so much for watching. I am Simple Simon. Till next time, keep it simple.